So now we are in Austria with Schmelzer's Redition, and this wine is bananas. It really is bananas. It's very tasty. It is 3 varieties with 4 vintages. So you can see on the side, it's got Zweigelt from 2013, Cab Sauv from 2013 and 2014 and 2015 and 2016, as well as Roesler from 2015 and a Zweigelt also from 2014. So lots of blends, no sulfur. It's honestly like I would put this into almost like the Brutal category. I don't think that it is because I think he makes it relatively often, not every year, but you know, to be Brutal, it has to be a one-off that they've never done before. But I would definitely say that it would count for something like that because I've never seen anything like it. And man, it is tasty. The one thing I will say that's I find a little bit interesting about it is that he used to use it with corks and now he's doing a Stelvin enclosure. And I would love to know why that is, because I think that the traditional thinking is that if you want to age something, then the cork is necessary, which I am still honestly a bit in the camp of, but I think there is more and more research, especially like the Porto protocol, who I write for sometimes, I think has been talking about how Stelvin enclosures are like super underrated and are actually fine for aging. Gonna have to do some further research because this wine is amazing as it is, but I have all the faith that it could continue aging for a long time. It's also a very expensive bottle, so just to see it with the Stelvin enclosure, I know I have my own bias about it. I shouldn't because I work in natural wine. So there's your perfect example of Stelvin enclosures are not just for cheap wines you're supposed to drink right away. All right, so now that I'm off my soapbox, we know about the varieties, we know about the vintages. I don't know exactly how he went about blending them. I tried to do some research on that and could not sort it out. My assumption is he just kind of was letting them age and putting them together like, you know, non-vintage champagne. That's basically what they do. They take multiple vintages, sometimes of multiple grapes, and they put those together. So we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna say that's what he did. So the color is very dark, with a good amount of rim variation. That means that it's lighter on the outside than on the inside. And it's very like ruby, bright red. It's gorgeous color. On the nose, there's just so much to decipher here. So think about all these things. It's a blend. It has a lot of age, like a lot of these are from 2013. We're in 2022. And I don't even know how it was made, but my assumption is it's probably not all just like chilling in stainless steel this whole time. I don't think he's using any new oak. Again, I don't know. That's just from having it and sensing that he probably didn't. But I do think he probably used old oak or something where the wine could breathe because it's also, again, been aging. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack. On the top, such tasty like aged wine notes. It's like, honestly, this is a really weird first thing to say about this wine, but it's almost like a little bit honeyed. And again, like honeyed is something that you normally see with aged wine. A little bit like nutty. That's another thing that you would normally see on the top. But then it also has great like earthiness to it. It's interesting though. I can't decide if it's like wet or dry. I honestly think it kind of has both, which why wouldn't it? It's like so many wines in one wine. Like I smell like dry asphalt, but I also smell forest floor and like wet leaves, and mushrooms and leather and licorice. And maybe like a little bit like balsamic-y, like a little, like, I don't know, again, I have no idea how he made it, but my guess is like it might have just a little bit of like oxidation from it being aged probably in some sort of barrel where it has seen a little bit of air, which is just giving it this super tasty like cherry balsamic or something. And it's old, but it still has so much fresh fruit in it, which maybe actually the Stelvin enclosure is helping retain. Again, I don't know, but that's another thing I'm going to have to research. I'm very, very curious about this now. So it's like darker fruits, like dark cherries, blackberry, blueberry, bramble. Yeah, no red. I was looking for some red fruits, but I don't think so. Maybe a little bit of like plum, which is not red. All right, now we get to try it. Woo! So much tannin. Holy crap. Which we said 4 of those on there were Cab Sauv, so I'm 0% surprised. But man, that is grippy. It's grippy, and like I've only had 2 sips plus 2 sips of a different wine, and I can already see like the colors coming for me. All right, sorry, I have to revisit after that tannin. A lot of times it's good to take like a small-ish sip, let your mouth acclimate to it so it knows tannin level and the acid, and then revisit, because it's tougher to, you get distracted by those things. Okay, layered. It's very layered. So it starts and it's like fresh, bright fruits. It's got like the cherries are like boom, and then the blueberries are there. And it's like kind of like pushing forward in my mouth is how I'm visualizing it, but experiencing, I guess. And that kind of goes back in, and then hang on. Ooh, tannic. Yeah. So like it goes back in, and then it's funny, it's almost like a reverse of what I was saying earlier. I was talking about like the leather and the like forest floor and all that, and then I was talking about the fruit. This time it's like boom, fruit, and then like the fruit kind of fades away, and then after what's left is this like a little bit smoky, like more baking spice than I was actually getting on the palate, like nutmeggy forest floor, a seasoned forest floor, if you will. Yeah, and it's got really like balanced acid, very big mouthfeel, and a lot of tannin. So this guy is bold AF. And I feel like he looks like he's bold AF too. So consider that and put it with steak. I mean, you don't have to put it with steak, but put it with your things that you need a really bold tannic wine with. Also, it's 15% alcohol, so remember that when you're drinking it. It's about as high as we ever get. I would put it with stews, really good for like wintertime stuff. I would put it, yeah, like I made like a lentil and beef stew the other day. That would be great with this. Beef stroganoff, like creamy, beefy stuff could be really good here. But yeah, I don't have that many steak wines, so I'm definitely just putting this one aside for steak, because there's not that many naturally made Cab Sauvs that I really enjoy the taste of. So here's this one. All right, I hope that changed your stigma around Stelvin enclosures and expensive bottles, being allowed to have them. And I hope you just enjoy it. This is a crazy bananas wine and so fun. And he'll probably, it'll never exist again. He'll do something, but it won't taste this way next time. So enjoy.